Hello children, we are on the fourth lecture of our chapter amines, and the last topic of our chapter is chemical properties of amines. So we have gone through the basic character of amines, that the amines are highly basic in nature, but in the different conditions they are behaving in a different manner, as in case of aqueous and in case of the gases. And a various comparison we have done is about ammonia 1 degree, 2 degree, and that with the aromatic amines. Now in the chemical properties, the first is alkylation. Amines undergo alkylation on reaction with the alkyl halide. This we have done during the time of preparation also, that how the amine results in formation of 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree and the quaternary salts. So let us see about this. We have taken methylamine and we have added RX to it. The R can be any of the group. For example, let us take methyl chloride. We will be getting the 2 degree amine. Further, if the reaction is proceeded with the same condition, then it will be forming the 3 degree. Remembering the classification that we have done. Now again, if we have added C2H5Cl again to it, then it will be giving rise to the quaternary ammonium salt, C2H5 whole 4 N positive and Cl negative, which is the quaternary salt. So the continuous alkylation results in formation from 1 degree to 2 degree, 2 degree to 3 degree, and then 3 degree to the quaternary salts. It is not the same in case of alkyl. It is also can be seen in case of the aromatic amines also. That is the NH2 part. So if we have added alkyl halide to it, usually we have discussed that iodides are taken as the bond can be easily cleaved here, and followed with heating we will be getting the NH and CH3 part. That is, it is converted into 2 degree. Further on adding CH3I, it will be giving us an N-dimethyl aniline. So the reaction can take place in the similar manner as we have done in the above case. That is, N-dimethyl aniline is formed. So this is about the alkylation part. Okay, adding the alkyl group. Then what is removed from here? It is the HCl. One of the H of the N and that of the Cl. Similarly, in this case also, it is the HCl which is removed, and the reaction is followed with the heating. The same is in the below case also. That is, on heating, minus HI is removed from here. Now, let us come to the other reaction, that is the acylation reaction. So, what are acylation reaction? The aliphatic and aromatic primary and secondary amines. Aliphatic, aromatic, primary, secondary amines react with acid chloride. What are acid chloride? These are the RCOCl. Or the acid anhydride. What are acid anhydride? RCO whole twice O. And esters by nucleophilic substitution reaction. And this reaction results in be known as acylation, because what is going to add here is RCO group. The RCO group is going to be substituted on the amine. So how the reaction takes place? Let's see with the help of few examples here. Okay, now let us take the example of the 1 degree amine, that is C2H5 NH2, and we have added acyl chloride to it. The reaction takes place in the presence of pyridine as a base. Pyridine is a very good nitrogenous base. Pyridine base is present in this reaction, and we will be getting C2H5 NH. This H and Cl are removed from here, NH, CO, and further we will be getting the CH3 along with the removal of HCl. So giving the name to it, it is N-ethyl. Remember the name, N-ethyl. And what is the remaining part here? Ethanamide. It is ethanamide. N-ethyl ethanamide. So in case of 1 degree, the reaction can easily take place and the removal of HCl occurs here. Now let us take the example of the 2 degree amine. In case of 2 degree amine, that is C2H5 NH, and further there is C2H5. Adding of acyl chloride to it, using the same condition, that is the pyridine as a base, what we will be getting is C2H5 and C2H5, then CO and CH3, along with the removal of HCl. So dear student, the name given to it is NN. Again, we will be giving the name to such species also. NN diethyl ethanamide. Ethanamide. Because it is amide CH3CONH2 and both the H have been replaced by C2H5 group. So in this reaction, there is a replacement of hydrogen atom of NH2 or NH. NH2 in case of 1 degree and NH in case of 2 degree by the acyl group. That is why the name is acylation. And the product obtained after the acylation are amide. As you have above seen, it is ethanamide. So the reaction is carried out in presence of a strong base, just as pyridine. Because HCl is removed, which is acid, so pyridine base is very helpful when we are carrying over this reaction, which removes, and function of the pyridine is which removes the HCl so formed and shifts the equilibrium to the right side. So this is very important part here. Now let us come to the other thing. If the above acylation is carried out in presence of, let us see, the above acylation, okay, we have taken NH2 this time, and the reaction is carried out with benzoyl chloride, benzene ring with CO and Cl, benzoyl chloride, okay, and then what will be happening here? There will be the removal of HCl, H and Cl, and we will be getting a new product, that is benzene ring with NH, okay, CO, and another benzene ring is obtained. So what you are going to call it as? It will be known as N-phenyl benzamide. N-phenyl benzamide. What is removed from here, it can easily be seen, is the HCl. N-phenyl benzamide or benzene anilide. Sometimes it is also given the name as benzene anilide. Benzene anilide. Okay. This is the other name given to it. Now amines also react with benzyl chloride, C6H5COCl, and the reaction is known as benzoylation. When a benzoyl chloride is added, the reaction is known as benzoylation. So it is not the thing that it has to be treated only with aniline. It can also be treated with methylamine. Methylamine plus benzoyl chloride. We can write it as C6H5 also. Okay. The removal of HCl takes place and the product obtained is CH3NH CO C6H5. So the product is N-methyl benzamide. So how the reaction has taken place, it should be very well seen here that with benzoyl chloride we will be getting the benzamide, and with acyl chloride we will be getting the ethanamide. So this is the second part, that is the acylation. Now coming to the third very important name reaction is the carbylamine reaction. Now in the carbylamine reaction, the aliphatic and the aromatic primary amines, only for the primary amines on heating with chloroform and ethanolic KOH. Heating is done with chloroform. Ethanolic KOH is used here to form isocyanide or carbylamine, that is the NC groups. CNR cyanide, the isocyanides are NC groups, which are foul smelling substances. Secondary and tertiary amines do not show this reaction, and this reaction is a very important name reaction, that is carbylamine or isocyanide. It is used as a test for the primary amine, the primary aliphatic and the primary aromatic. Give the carbylamine test while all the others do not respond to this test. So let us see how the reaction is taking place. C2H5NH2 plus CHCl3. Okay, the chloroform is added. 3 parts, the KOH is added. On heating, we will be getting C2H5NC. We will be calling it as ethyl isocyanide, or the other name given is ethyl carbylamine. And along with it, what is formed is 3KCl plus 3H2O. This is the carbylamine reaction if we are doing it on the ethanamine. But it can, it is not only specified for ethanamine, it can also be considered for the aniline. Aniline plus chloroform plus 3 parts KOH, we will be getting a benzene ring with NC, which is known as phenyl isocyanide, along with 3 KCl and 3 H2O. Remember here, student, these isocyanides are very foul smelling substances. So this reaction is helps in distinguishing 1 degree amine from 2 degree or 3 degree amines. Now, in the case of other chemical property, we are going with the reaction with the nitric acid. So there are 3 classes of the amines, that is 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree amines, which react differently with the nitrous acid. Nitrous acid is HNO2. And the reaction is carried out in presence of sodium nitrite, NaNO2, and usually HCl is used here, which results in giving us HNO2. So what happens when the nitrous acid reaction is carried with the primary aromatic amine? When the primary aromatic amine react with the nitrous acid, it forms the aliphatic diazonium salt. As we have studied in case of the Sandmeyer reaction, the diazotization takes place in the beginning step. But that is for aromatic, we are here talking about the aliphatic. So first the aliphatic diazonium salt is formed, which being unstable liberate nitrogen gas. Okay, it liberates nitrogen gas, and the other product formed is alcohol. Quantitative evolution of nitrogen is used in estimation of amino acids and protein. So the evolution of nitrogen can be used in understanding about the amino acid and proteins, that the amount of nitrogen present in it. Now in 1 degree amine, primary aliphatic amine is treated with HNO2 in presence of HCl, and the temperature is kept as 0 to 5 degrees Celsius. The product formed is RN2 plus Cl minus, the alkane diazonium, which is a very unstable compound. And this unstable compound in the presence of the aqueous medium would result in giving us the alcohol along with the nitrogen bubbles and HCl. The same reaction can occur for the aromatic amines also. When the reaction takes place with the aromatic amines, so we have taken the case of the aniline. The same treatment is given to it also. The same conditions are applied here. But in this case, the compound obtained, that is a benzene diazonium halide. The benzene diazonium halide is very, very stable in nature due to the resonance occurring in it. So aromatic primary amines react in a different manner as compared to the aliphatic primary amines. So this diazonium is very helpful when we are detecting or checking for the phenol test or aniline, a distinguishing chemical test. So let us see that how it is applied in the distinguishing test. Aniline is converted into benzene diazonium halide. Okay, it is benzene diazonium halide. Then it is treated with beta-naphthol. In the lab, we used to do this experiment. It is treated with beta-naphthol. Okay, this is beta-naphthol. Now, when the treatment is done in presence of dilute NaOH or OH negative, maintaining the pH approximately 9 to 10, what the product we get is, we get the dye structure is obtained. Dye, that is the colored substance, is obtained. Let us first draw the structure of it. Okay. And there is presence of OH at the beta position. This is a very important compound form. This is known as the azo dye, and the color of this is orange red dye. It is also known as azo dye because N double bond N is there. So dear student, this test can be used in order to detect the presence of aniline. So if the aromatic amine aniline is present, then first of all, using the HNO2 HCl, it will be converted into benzene diazonium. A benzene diazonium halide is formed, and this benzene diazonium halide on treatment with beta-naphthol, resulting in giving of the orange-red color dye. So the formation of this dye proves that the aniline is present in that compound. That is, it is the aromatic amine. This test is very helpful for distinguishing aniline with the other things. It is also known as the azo dye test. Now let us come to the other name reaction, other important part of it. This is the reaction with the aryl sulfonyl chloride, the benzene sulfonyl chloride, also known as the Hinsberg's reagent. What is the formula for the Hinsberg's reagent? It is C6H5SO2Cl. C6 H5, SO2, and then Cl. This is very, very helpful reagent, and it helps to distinguish the 1 degree, 2 degree, and the 3 degree amine very clearly. So in this case, in the first one, when we have taken the primary amine is taken, that is the RNH2, and it is treated with the benzene sulfonyl chloride. So let us see what is formed here. It is RNH2 we have taken and treated it with benzene sulfonyl chloride. Okay, now what will happen at this stage? The H and Cl are removed from it. H and Cl. From the benzene sulfonyl chloride, the H and Cl are removed and a new product is formed. You can see the structure formed here. N-alkyl benzene sulfonamide. Now, one of the very important feature of this, that it is having the acidic hydrogen present on it. On nitrogen, a hydrogen is present. So the product just formed, that is N-alkyl benzene sulfonamide in it. So it is going to be soluble. This compound is going to be soluble in alkali. Okay. But if we are doing the same reaction, for the case of the 2 degree amine, so let us see what happens in this case. We have taken 2 degree amine and it is treated with Hinsberg reagent, that is the benzene sulfonamide. The same reaction takes place. Again, there is presence of H, so HCl is removed out from here. We will be getting a product like this, which will be known as NN dialkyl benzene sulfonamide. Okay, it will be forming NN dialkyl benzene sulfonamide. But there is no H present on nitrogen atom. So what will happen? We are going to say that it is insoluble in alkali. It is going to be insoluble in alkali. Now, if we move to the third part, that is a 3 degree amine, R, N, R, and R. And we are treating it with benzene sulfonyl chloride, that is the Hinsberg reagent. Okay, now we can very well see that there is no reaction which could take place. No reaction occurs or no residue is formed because there is no replaceable hydrogen on the nitrogen atom. Till the 2 degree and 1 degree case, there is presence of H and H and Cl are removed from here, and the removal of HCl makes both the things, the amine and the Hinsberg reagent, add on to each other. The same is the case with second one. In case of 2 degree also, the H is present here, so the reaction is further proceeded. Although the product is insoluble in alkali, but in the third case, it is well seen that since there is no H, so how the reaction can proceed on it. So this was about the 5 main reactions. Now coming to the electrophilic substitution. We all know that NH2 group is ortho-para-directing in nature. If we draw the resonance, then there is high electron density at the ortho and para position. NH2 group is a center of high electron density and it is so activating, so powerful. Now in case of bromination, when aniline reacts with bromine water at room temperature to give a white PPT of 2,4,6-tribromo-aniline. This reaction shows that the NH2 is highly active, that at a single time, it is making all the 3 Br at 2, 4, and 6 positions. So let us see how the reaction occurs and what we have to do in order to get the separate products. So when aniline reacts with bromine water, you might be remembering that the same reaction has occurred, a similar type of reaction has occurred in case of phenol also. Now we are taking the glacial acetic acid. Okay, and then we will be getting the product as NH2 and the Br at 2, 4, and 6 position. It is obtained in the form of a white PPT or yellowish PPT. A white PPT is obtained for 2,4,6-tribromo-aniline along with the formation of 3 HBr. We will balance the reaction simultaneously. Now, the main thing that arises is if we have to prepare separately the ortho and para derivative, or the separate products are obtained, which is a very difficult task because the NH2 group is highly activating. So in that case, remember, we have to protect the NH2. We have to protect that NH2 not to undergo such a fast or activating effect. And this protection can be done by using the acylation of the NH2 part. So how the acylation is done? By using acyl chloride, acetic anhydride. These things can be used so that the lone pair of the nitrogen atom would get another path to undergo the resonance. So this protection can result in a little bit decreasing the activity of the amine, that is aniline part. So now see how the part is doing over here. It is NH2 if we have taken, and we are using acetic anhydride, that is NHCH3CO whole twice O, or using acylation here also. Then what happened in this case? Then in the presence of pyridine, it will be NHCOCH3 which is obtained. Okay. Now if we add bromine, at this position in presence of the acetic acid, then only the major product is formed. Okay, NHCOCH3, and the major product, that is the para-bromo derivative, is obtained. Now further using the hydrolysis, H positive OH negative is used. Then we will be separately getting NH2 with Dr at the para position along with CH3COOH. So by the protection method, we can see that the para product can be separately obtained. Now, what is the main theme behind it? The lone pair of the electron on the nitrogen atom become less available for donation to the benzene ring by resonance. The lone pair which is previously available in such a activating way that all the three Br at 2, 4, 6 positions are located. Now, due to the lone pair undergoing resonance in the COCH3 part, the activating is reduced here. So let us see how the things have taken place. If we have used aniline in presence of CH3COCl or CH3CO whole twice O with pyridine, okay, then we will only be getting the NHCOCH3. NHCOCH3, that is the substituted part, is obtained here. This is known as acetanilide. Okay, it is known as acetanilide, or the other name for it is N-phenyl ethanamide. But how the less availability can be seen? It can be shown with the help of the resonating structure. So let us draw the resonating structure for it also. That is the N, C double bond O and CH3. So dear student, look here. This is a very important thing. The lone pair on nitrogen atom, lone pair on oxygen atom, the shifting takes place. The double bond part, one of the bond is shifted to the oxygen as O is very electronegative, and the lone pair from the nitrogen atom is shifted in between N and C. So how the resonance takes place here? This N becomes positive, double bond C, O. There are the 6 electrons, a negative charge, and then the CH3. So what you are seeing here, that the resonance results in making the lone pair available towards the CH3CO group, and this results in decreasing the activity of the aniline part. Otherwise it would be forming the 2,4,6 tribromo aniline structure. So this step is basically the protection step, which helps in providing us the separate products for the para derivative. Now it is the time to move to the other name reaction, that is the nitration part. Again, dear student, when we are talking about the nitration, the similar thing happens over there also. We will be getting the 3 product, the ortho, meta, para product. But again, in order to get the product separately, the major product, para separately, we have to follow the protection part there also. So let's proceed to the nitration part. Now in case of nitration, the direct nitration of aniline yields the oxidation product in addition to the other nitro derivatives also. So if we have taken aniline, and have added concentrated HNO3 along with concentrated H2SO4. Okay, then we will be getting with the NH3. With the NH2, we will be getting the ortho product. You can see how the reaction is going to be so much different. You can see NO2 at the para position and NO2 at the meta position. The three products are obtained. Although it is the same NH2 as we have studied before, but the three products, one is ortho, one is meta, and the third is the para products are obtained. Now you can see there is a lot of difference in the amount they are formed. When we are talking about the para, it is 51%. When we are talking about the meta, it is 47%. And what about the ortho position? It is only a very small amount, that is the 2%. So actually, the difference in the either we usually know that a compound is either ortho, para or meta. But in case of aniline, all the three products are obtained, that is ortho, the meta and the para. But we have only to prepare, we have to prepare only the meta product or we have to prepare only the para product. Then in this case again, we will be going to protect the NH2 from undergoing so much of activation and reaction very fast. So the protection of NH2 is done by the acetylation process that we have just studied. So this is aniline. We are going to first protect it and then adding the NO2 part. Hold twice O. NHCOCH3, the protection is done. Then concentrated HNO3 and concentrated H2SO4. We will be getting the other product, that is NHCOCH3 along with NO2. Along with NO2. But we are not supposed to obtain NHCOCH3 with NO2 at the para position. So what we will be doing? Okay, what we will be doing in this step, first we will take the help of the NHCOCH3. Now we will take the help of HOH. HOH, H positive or OH negative. Okay, now in this case we will be using the hydrolysis phenomena. As soon as the hydrolysis is done and completed, we will be getting out with the product as NH2 and NO2 at the para position, which is para-nitroaniline. So the protection can result, the phenomena protection, that is NHCOCH3, can result in making the product separately. Otherwise, NH2 group is highly activating, that it can even result in case of nitration all the three products, or in case of bromination 2,4,6-tribromoaniline. So protection gives us another view of obtaining the products. Let us come to the last reaction, that is the sulfonation reaction. Aniline on treatment with sulfuric acid, that is a concentrated H2SO4. Concentrated H2SO4 results in formation of acid and base reaction takes place, NH3 positive and HSO4 negative occurs. HSO4 negative, the addition of acid and base takes place, forming the salt. On heating it again in presence of concentrated H2SO4 to near about a temperature of 453 Kelvin to 473 Kelvin, we will be getting a dipolar ion, and then which is converted itself into the zwitter ion. It is SO3H. The NH3 with SO3H, the water is removed in presence of concentrated sulfuric acid. We will be getting NH2 with SO3H. It is known as sulf-anilic acid. Sulf-anilic acid. And the reaction takes place in this way, that it forms the zwitter ion, that is NH3 positive and SO3 negative, which is known as the zwitter ion. Zwitter ion or dipolar ion. One is positive and the other is the negative ion. Now the very important line over here is aniline does not undergo the Friedel-Crafts reaction. That is alkylation and acetylation due to formation of salt with the aluminium chloride. Aluminium chloride is a Lewis acid. Aniline is a Lewis base. So what happens in this case? The acid and base react together, resulting in and a salt is obtained. Due to this, the nitrogen of the aniline acquires a positive charge and hence a strong deactivating effect is obtained here. So the Friedel-Crafts alkylation and acylation do not take place in case of the chemical properties of aniline. So with this, all the chemical properties of aniline, the amines are completed. Till then, revise the chemical properties. Good day, goodbye.